Slope-intercept form. Everyone's fave, right? Y equals mx plus b. This is slope-intercept form. You have y all alone, everything else is on the other side. M is for the slope. B is for our y-intercept. Notice that doesn't say it up in the name, but B is the y-intercept. So it's where this is where the line crosses the y-axis. That's the whole intercept part of it. It's intercepting the y-axis or crossing the y-axis. I like to use the y-intercept as a starting point. And then I use the slope. I can't talk at the same time. That's the starting point. And then I use the slope to tell me how to move. That's how I like to think of these two things. Starting point, y-intercept tells you where to start. Slope tells you how to move to graph the next things. So if we were going to graph y equals 1/3 x minus 5, our starting point will be negative 5. Let me get a graph. Here we are. Yeah, bring it over here. You can't see it. Here we go. Negative 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting at negative 5, we're going to use a scale of 1 and negative 1. And then the slope is 1/3. So our rise is 1 and our run is 3. It's telling us how to move. Rise 1, always run 3 in this direction. Run to the right direction. So I rise 1 and then I go 1, 2, 3. I go up 1 and over 3. If you go over in the other direction, that's the negative direction, and then we won't have a positive slope anymore. So you want to rise 1 over 3, and then we can draw the line. It just takes a couple points, and you're able to draw it. If we were to graph y equals negative 4x plus 2. So y equals negative 4x plus 2. Our starting point now is at 2. So we start at 2. And then our run, or our slope, is negative 4. And a lot of people see that and they're like, well, what do I do with negative 4? There's nothing, it doesn't have anything on the bottom. Well, it's always over a 1 if there's nothing written there. We just don't write it because when you divide by 1, you just get the number itself. So it wastes our time to write divided by 1. So if you don't see anything there, remember, divide it by 1. So we're going to go, now since it's a negative rise, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. And you can keep playing this game, but I think 3 points is enough. And we have it. Notice we could go over 1 and up 4 in this direction, right? In the backwards, because we're going negative and negative, or negative here, and our positive there. So that works out. But what if we wanted to graph y equals 2/5 x? There's not a b there. Well, if there's nothing there for b, b is 0. So you start at 0. You go up 2 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you have it. And you don't forget your arrows. It's a line that's continuing on in both directions. So you want to make sure that you always have your arrows. Well, sometimes you're asked to write the equation from the graph. So we look at what's our starting point. And I look here and I go, okay, I'm starting at, with a scale of 1, this is 3. And it's going down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. So our equation, y equals negative 1x plus 3. And you could just write it y equals negative x plus 3. Well, what about this one? Do you see how this is 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5, 0, or 1,